I literally just heard in my spirit that everybody can't go to this next place with you. And there's no need to apologize, because it's not personal, it's purpose. People don't tend to understand that when God begins to separate you and alienate you and dichotomize you and divide you from those in whom you were walking with in your past, and God begins to open up a whole new dimension for you in your future. People who do not understand purpose will begin to take this personally. They'll get angry with you. They'll become offended by you, because they do not have an understanding that they were not meant to walk with you forever. To everything, there is a season and a time appointed to every purpose under the heaven. To everything there is a season and a time that's purposed to everything under the heavens. And when God connects you with people, he connects you, watch this now, with people for reasons and for seasons, and yet none of them are permanent. Are y'all with me? I said when God connects you with people. Can somebody type reasons and seasons? Can somebody type that in for me, please, very quickly? When God connects you with people, he connects you with people for both reasons and seasons. Thank you. For reasons and seasons. And when you think about reasons, of course, and when you think about seasons, you will discover that either reasons or seasons are permanent. When God connects you with someone or connects someone to you, when the reason for which they have connected to you has been fulfilled, then God has a way of separating and severing that tie. He has a way of cutting that cord. When the season is up, God has a way of separating and segregating those in which he has connected you with. Whatever you carry, you cripple. Did you get that? Can someone write that for me, please? I said, in this season, I am not carrying any dead weight, because I've discovered that whatever you carry, you cripple. And whatever you cripple starts leaning on you. Whatever you cripple starts depending on you. Whatever you cripple starts draining the life out of you, because now you are no longer carrying you, but you're also carrying you and whoever it was that you crippled. The Spirit of the Lord spoke to me, Minister Felix, and the Lord said to me, he said, son, here's what I want you to do. He says, I want you to take every leaf that is just holding on to the tree, but is not connected to the tree, and remove it off the tree. Let me tell you why the bush is now growing, and let me tell you why the bush is flourishing. It is growing and it is flourishing because you removed every limb or every branch that was just holding on but wasn't connected. My God, I felt the glory right there. Did you all hear that? He said the reason why the bush is now growing, the reason why the bush is now flourishing, the reason why the bush is now turning green is because you followed instructions and you removed every branch from that bush that was holding on but wasn't connected. He says what you couldn't see with the naked eye is that every branch that was holding on but wasn't connected was impeding the bush's growth. It was stagnating the bush's growth. The bush could not grow in the manner in which it was purposed to grow, because, watch this now, you had dead leaves on the trees sucking the life out of the life. Some of you all are not wore out because of spiritual warfare. There are some of you all in whom are connected right now. I mean, you are tired, you are fatigued, you are mentally and emotionally depleted, and the devil has you thinking that the reason why you're so tired and so depleted and so worn out is because you're in spiritual warfare. No, you ain't in spiritual warfare. You just got the wrong folk connected to you. My God, I feel the glory. Now, it ain't warfare, it's people. My God. Yeah, listen. And I know that the scripture says that we fight not against flesh and blood. Listen. My God, I felt, you know what? Listen to me. Listen. You're not wore out because you're in spiritual warfare. You're wore out because you're in people warfare. You've got too many people in your life that are not genuinely connected to you, but are yet holding on to you. Watch this now. And they are literally sucking the life out of you. You had better learn when to walk away, or you will find yourself becoming a monument as opposed to being a movement. You were not meant to be a monument. You were meant to be a movement. You were not meant to stand still for the rest of your life. You were meant to move forward. But if you do not learn how to separate yourself when it's time to move on, you will become a monument as opposed to being a movement. What was so amazing about that text is that physically God had delivered her, but mentally and emotionally she was still bound. Can I say that again? Physically God had delivered her, but mentally and emotionally she was still bound. Here it is. God can deliver you physically. Watch this now. But it's up to you to deliver yourself mentally and emotionally. Physically, she had been delivered. But her problem was mentally and emotionally, she was still there. The name Terah, watch this now, in the Hebraic, watch this now, Terah, the name Terah, from its Hebraic connotation, meant delay. God says, here is why I'm separating you, because the very person that you're trying to hold on to is going to delay you if I don't separate you. Can I shout in my own spirit? Can I have church? My God, I feel the glory. God says, I'm separating you because the very person that you're trying to hold on to, the very person that you're trying to stay connected to, is the very person that's going to hinder you. Abraham's father went by the name of Terah. Terah in the Hebraic connotation means delay. See, you've been crying over the separation, and God says, listen, baby girl, I did you a favor. My God, I feel the glory. I said, you've been weeping over the separation, but God says, listen, baby girl, I did you a favor. Baby boy, I did you a favor. You didn't know what was going on, but I separated you from that in which I knew was delaying you. In this season, God says, when I begin to sever and to cut ties, you've got to understand that it's not personal. It's purpose. When Lot walked away from his wife, he had to understand that it wasn't personal, it was purpose. When Abraham walked away from his father, he had to understand that it wasn't personal, it was purpose.